Man, I had to get back and come live, y'all. Listen, and I had to bring somebody, had to bring family back. Even though Mr. Allen can't be here, I had to bring family. Tall boy, what it do, brother? Good to see you.
Man, the last time I saw you,
Yeah.
you was about to prepare to go to another country. And then now I see you when you get back from another country. So
Lord.
I know that this is a different platform, but good Lord, boy, you got 30,000 shows and you all over the world, man. Like, what's going on, man? Welcome back. How was the
Thank
trip, man?
Appreciate you, brother. Well, listen, we jet setting. We jet set. I went home. Went home. Went to East Africa. Went to Tanzania. Did my ancestry. Did the whole DNA thing. Found out that some of the folks that I was hanging out with were neighbors. I don't know if they were cousins or not, but they were neighbors to where some of my original folks are. So, listen, we did what we had to do for 2 weeks. Saw all the
2 weeks.
animals. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
we were there. We was out in them streets.
Wow, 2 weeks. That's interesting, bro.
Mm-hmm. You can come with me next time.
What was the most exciting part for you?
The reception that I got, and seeing Africa through my, obviously definitely through my wife's eyes, but definitely through my kids' eyes, because they really got a chance to experience it as well. So just seeing it through their eyes, and then me just soaking it all up. It was pretty dope though. It was pretty dope.
Well, when you said reception, I guess I took it wrong because I was thinking.
No, so not the 3G that I was on, because right, I'm used to 5G like you, not the 3G and the low internet connection. Yeah, let's be clear.
Okay, all right, brother. I'm gonna give you a pass.
Yeah,
But that's good. That's good. That
slow
you get a
Wi-Fi.
chance to see your kids who are now in college, and how they see things from an American perspective to, seeing something from a different country.
Oh,
and so
oh
I
no,
guess now
don't get it twisted. They got stamps in their passport too now.
No, we know
My
that.
kids.
I just
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
We look. Come on. I thought we had dinner. Or, in
that's
some
right. That was you, wasn't it? You and me. We, ladies and gentlemen. Me and Tallboy go back way before the gray hair. We.
So
Where
look,
is
I
this
know
show
we're here to
already
talk
going?
sports. So did you see any sports over there when you was over in Africa? Did you take in any sporting activities outside of dancing?
Evasive maneuvers of staying away from the hyenas and the lions. That was the sporting.
You was in the truck. You didn't get out there
We
in the
was
wild.
close. I sent you a
didn't get.
video.
You didn't get out though. I mean, there's one thing if you out.
Yeah,
okay. You in the cage. You was in one of those cage trucks, right? So you didn't get out the cage truck to say, "Let me just put my feet on this African Tanzanian soil."
We did walk. Well, every once in a while,
I'm talking
someone
about
had
where
to
the
go to the
hyenas were
bathroom.
and the giraffe.
So
See, come on, man.
I didn't get close. I didn't get close to that action like that hyena shot that I sent you. So no, we stayed just enough away. We stayed just enough.
On a serious note, what sports do they have over there? I mean,
football. Soccer. So yeah, that's football is their primary sport out there. We actually bought a couple of jerseys for the Tanzania team. So I don't. They weren't authentic because we got them off the streets at the local market. But it wasn't the authentic ones. But we got some Tanzania football jerseys. But that's the big. I was. I'll tell you another story about it too. One of the cats got mad at me because I told him I'd buy a jersey from him, but then another cat rolled up and got a better price. So I almost got into a little fisticuffs in the open air market there.
Okay, all right.
I don't know. All right, man. Listen, appreciate you asking about that. Definitely some good times there. Oh Lord, why is my levels are real high? See, it's been too long since I've been doing a show. Let me turn my volume down. I apologize, y'all, if I'm loud in there. Senior Hicks is in the building. We official. Revis Brown is in the building watching the Lions
Revis
game.
Is over here. Professor Revis is in the building.
Yeah, he watching the Hall of Fame game. Is that really football if it's the Hall of Fame game?
Are they doing real hits or is it like flag football?
Okay. Well,
I'm just asking.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. They're not doing all the plays though. Is everybody playing? Dr. Stone is in the building. UFC
Who is the
watching the Lions
Lions playing? As
game.
long as if Shador is playing, you got me in 2025, 2026 season. Outside of that, you don't have me. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
Playing San Diego tonight. So
okay,
you're not watching Harbaugh coach and try to do something this year. Hall of Fame game. Sterling Sharp. Everybody's getting in. Sterling's getting in. A couple other players, which is nice, but I'm not watching it either, as you can see.
You say you want to talk sports, so let's talk sports.
I did right in the middle. So let's get into it. Let's go and get focused. Let's get locked in, folks. Y'all know how it is that we do. Team No Sleep, social impact of sport. Appreciate everyone. We on multiple channels. Don't be afraid to leave a comment anywhere. I can put it up on the screen and we can talk about it. The topics are just kind of a run of show, but we can get into anything that you want to talk about as well. First and foremost, though, we got to talk about what happened in New York. Got to talk about
Shannon Sharp.
No, no, we're not gonna talk about that. See, hold on. I try to bring him on the camera.
I had to lighten up the move.
we ain't gonna talk about his brother. That got fired from ESPN. Just don't do that.
We won't talk about Big On. We won't talk about okay.
Maybe that'll be the last. Maybe that'll be the last. So the last one. Okay. But no, in all serious reality, dude walked up into New York office building. Says he was going to the to the NFL headquarters, was going to do some harm. He did do harm. Apparently, per the story, and allegedly got off the elevator on the wrong floor and ended up killing other folks at some BlackRock offices, corporate offices, things like that. But how this relates to sports is the guy who did all of this, Shane Tamura, says he suffered from CTE. So he had a note on his person and he killed the 4 people and then he shot himself in the chest so he wouldn't damage his brain more because he wanted his brain examined. Montel and I have talked a few times about CTE, kind of the impacts of something like football and getting hit and having all these concussions. Man, this is a tragic story. There's no good thing about it. But when you saw this story, and I know you sent me a video from a social media influencer earlier today, your thoughts when you see something like this, because we can't have folks walking up and down the street, one with semi-automatic weapons, going up elevators looking for folks so they can take them out. That in and of itself is just a bad thing from a societal perspective. And I know you play basketball, so concussions and things like that aren't as frequent in your sport, but headline here and this whole story here that's been going on for this week. Your thoughts on this one?
All right. So first, we're talking about sports. So before I say first, our condolences to the people that lost their lives, because that was a senseless act to some of those people. And I'm sad to know that they died under those circumstances when they were either A, protecting, or B, had no idea of what was going on. That's first and foremost.
Yeah.
I look at it as it's just another mass shooting, and I may be insensitive for saying or making a comment like that. But at the same token, you're looking at it as you don't know what the next man or the next woman is going through. And so even though he's saying CTE and even though he's saying this, who's not to say he's not another person like the Luigi Mannioni guy, right? Like, who's not to say he's like one of those people? We're talking about sports because it's football. He never made it to the NFL. Now, I have a different theory that comes with this. Now, I'm not saying that he suffered from it and it was true. So I don't want to be the one on record saying, well, I didn't believe anything that he was saying. I think that there's a deeper context that comes with this. And I think he probably got off on the right floor. And it was not designated for the NFL halls, because you mentioned a company named Blackstone, and what is Blackstone?
BlackRock. It's a financial financial organization.
And
And
what does BlackRock do?
I see where you're going. And
No, I'm just asking.
well, because
What do they do? We're going to stay on the sports, but what do they do?
they do financial investments, they do healthcare kind of regulation. So because you mentioned Luigi, right? And again, folks, do your Google
And,
search to see what
yeah.
happened with
And what do
Luigi.
they own?
I'm not sure what they
They
own.
own they own real estate. If I'm correct, if I'm correct, they own a lot of houses across the United States. So my theory is something totally different from what is on this screen right now.
Mhm.
Now, he had this on his person, so we have to say this is true, or we have to at least put some type of investigation behind it.
Mhm.
I don't know what he was suffering from, in the Nevada area, but it was something so strong that he felt like he had to drive across the United States. He didn't take a flight, he drove across the United States. So he was at wit's end. I don't know if those hits are going to make somebody just drive across the United States, but I do know if you start messing with somebody's housing and the way they live, I think that's the media spinning it to the left, but I think we really need to be looking to the right. That's just my honest take on that.
So how do we move on, or how do we learn from this? Right. Again, either way for the story. And before I keep moving on, appreciate you, Dr. Stone. I think I corrected my levels there. Your boy was coming in hot. Um, how do we fix this situation so it's not another Luigi? It's not someone that was actually going after BlackRock. That it's no one else is going to the NFL headquarters trying to cause some damage. Right. Is there a societal fix to this instead of putting the blame on the head trauma, head injuries, things like that? Because you want to come at a different slant as opposed to the slant that I was covering, that he had some issues that he was trying to deal with. I'm still going down the path that he got off on the wrong floor in the elevator, but you bring an interesting slant as well, and I appreciate that perspective. Uh, how do we get better?
Well, you can't, because look at the state of Georgia. Our governor said we have an open carry, the right to carry here in the state of Georgia, and you don't even have to have a license. So, I mean, you physically do not have to have a license on you to have a weapon on you. So, somebody says the wrong thing, they might be, a little wild on the left. They can pull out a weapon, and because it's legal, who's to say that they can't use it? Shoot first, ask questions later, right? So until you start toughening gun laws, and we already know the NRA is not going to do that, there's going to be another sweep under the rug. Right now, people are saying, I'm going to protect what's mine. And when people start to feel like they're at that wit's end, then you just pray that you're not on the wrong side of history when that person next to you, in front of you, or behind you decides to want to spaz out. So I think a little bit more kindness goes a long way. A little bit more compassion goes a long way. But outside of that, I don't think that we can change it. I mean, you've been out of the country, you know what it's like. Other countries don't even allow weapons in
Truth.
in other, in their respective countries.
Yeah.
And if anything, you might get petty theft. They work it out. They find alternative ways to solve problems, and it does not result into violence. For you to say CTE did this to me, for you to say that it could have been something else, and you're at that point, for Luigi to say, this man was running, so he was working out, and this man said, I followed his patterns, I know where he's at, I'm going to catch him, right? So I know that this is not the lane that you tried to go down on this show today, but
No, we going wherever we need to go, brother. Social impact. We going down wherever we get uncomfortable having these uncomfortable
getting off the
conversations.
wrong floor is no excuse, and what?
Mass shooting is a mass shooting.
Yeah. So I mean, what happened happened. So I mean, you can't control that. There's no. My thing is, what kind of security did this building have for him to be able to even get on the elevator with a rifle? Because
Say that
the
one more again.
The Salesforce building is not that far away from where I reside, and they got security.
Yeah.
You just can't walk up to the elevator. You know, the Georgia Power building is not that far away from me. You just can't walk in the Georgia Power building. You just can't walk into certain buildings and just walk right to the elevator with a long gun on you. I mean, anything long like that, what was the security really doing?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to even bring up the photo of him walking to the front door
Yeah,
because
bring
yeah,
it up
you're
because
right.
I haven't seen it.
It
I
was
haven't.
a long weapon. I tell you what. Okay,
Yeah,
let me find what
yeah,
Shane
let's
doing.
what you said. This is honest and real. Hey, listen, because the media, the mass media, is not. They're not going to talk about this, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
let's show them where was security. Where is everybody on lunch break at that time when he came in? Because he came from Nevada, so it's not like he had been there for some time. He drove over the weekend that they reported, so he didn't even know how to get into the building. He walked in like this, and nobody said nothing. No one pressed the alarm. No one got on their phone. No one ran into the bathroom. He just got on. He walked in the building like this. He walked down a New York street, as busy as it is, like that.
Like that. And
But
nobody
come on.
said nothing. And
Not one person called the police or anything. And then I saw the images where people had barricaded themselves in, but
inside, yeah. But
but
it
he
did need to
walked
get
down a
to
New
that
York
point is kind
street
of
like
what you're
this.
saying. First and foremost, especially at that building, because again, there's probably a lot of important decisions that are made everywhere, so that there should be some security at in front of some of those buildings. Should be a bellhop, a doorman, or something like that. New York, you and I, we've been to New York. I mean, there's
And you telling me you walking like this on a New York street?
broad daylight. Somebody say something. The compassion that you said and the sense of awareness for our neighbor and for society and for each other. We need to
A
bring that
black
back.
mama needed to hug him and just say, "Baby, I got you."
Wow. Wow.
I don't know what you about to do, but let me just say a prayer for you in all seriousness. Let me just, I don't know what you're going through. You can't tell me that there was no black people working or walking in that area. Now I get it. Black folks say, hey, I see a gun, that ain't none of my business. I'm going this way. You go that way. But I mean, you can't tell me that you walk down a New York City block like that. You just can't say that.
Where is the
So,
technology to detect it earlier? Again, we've got all this is obviously security
oh,
footage,
there's cameras. There's
right?
cameras on every street. So I
Yeah.
mean, what was the NYPD doing? Because if you look on every corner, there's cameras, right? Isn't that a camera right there with
Yeah,
the yellow?
that's actually, closed
Yeah,
circuit television that actually security
and no one
surveillance.
reported that. There's no police officers in that area. So, like I said, was it the NFL? Was it the wrong floor? I don't know. I
Maybe,
don't
maybe
want.
not.
Yeah.
I will say this now. I like what you said though. Again, and I'm liking it back. So I'm gonna go back a little cultural statement here. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes. Again, someone saw some instincts or someone saw some patterns probably in this guy, and he could have used some help early. Hindsight 2020. I know, but man,
We're
someone
gonna
should have.
see more of these this year or next year. We're gonna see more of this if things do not change. If the economy does not change, we're gonna see more of this, and it's not gonna be just CTE. This is gonna be another conversation for another show. Saying, "Hey,
Wow.
when does the violence stop?"
Yeah. I hate that. Because I internalize a lot of this stuff. You know it. I see Montel jumping in and saying, "Tall boy doing it big." Appreciate you for being in the audience, brother. Um, because again, we as society should be doing better, and we should be looking out for these folks. Shane Tamura, like you said, 27-year-old man, should have had someone roll up on him. How you doing? Give him a hug. Check in. We talk about checking in with our friends, acquaintances, and family all the time. And maybe it could have been avoided. Maybe it could have been averted. Maybe it could have been less substantial. Again, just
Where's his friends?
somebody.
No, I'm being honest. Where's
No,
his friends?
again, somebody.
Has anybody reached out to this man from, from 25 to 27? Did he have any mental? I know we don't know the questions of this, but it's like, when was and the person that's watching this video right now, when was the last time you picked up the phone and just said, "Hey man, I'm just checking on you. I don't want nothing. I'm just making sure you're good." Because you don't know, you might turn on the TV tomorrow morning and it might be somebody you know. So when was the last time you actually did it? I know that this is not the route that you wanted to go down, but
no, you don't know that. This is the route that we go down. And again, the topics are just a runner show and just a framework and a blueprint. If we end up going deep down the rabbit hole about this, because like you said, Stephen A. Smith, y'all know how I feel about Stephen A. Smith. He's not going to talk about this. Shannon ain't got no job with ESPN no more. He may talk about it on Nightcap or on wherever. But again, the mainstream media is going to talk about it for a brief blurb, for a quick headline, but not get into the why and the how and the what. That's kind of, again, to use Mr. Allen's statement, Montel's statement, we try to get comfortable having these uncomfortable conversations because, again, no one is having them. And that's why we end up with 4 people dead. Plus the shooter says he had CTE, regardless of where he was trying to go. Talk to your people. Check in on you folks. All right, man. I think we drained that one enough, but I appreciate that. If he had something else that you wanted to jump into, but I like the comments that are coming in as well, which is dope. I'm trying to get my wheels, my legs back under me. It's been 3 weeks since I touched these buttons and did a show. Gretchen is in the building. Welcome home, James. Appreciate you, my friend. Weren't you just live? Hold on. How is she? Okay. I thought she was live or something. Multitasking. I don't know what's going on, but let's talk about this. Another touchy subject, another subject that, again, men don't talk about enough amongst ourselves, and that's healthcare. About taking care of ourselves, making sure that we're good from a health perspective, from a physical perspective, and going in and getting them checkups. Deion Sanders, bless him. Deion Sanders, prime, invincible, right? The man can do almost no harm or no wrong. Bladder cancer. Had to have his bladder removed. Says he's cancer free now because he did a press conference the other day with his doctors, and so love that piece. But as he said during that conference with his doctors at the school, they're saying he was coming back, but again, he didn't have any symptoms. He didn't know nothing was wrong. He just went in, had his regular checkups to check on himself like he does every year. Come to find out, he had bladder cancer.
You never know when your time is. At least he was smart enough. At least he was wise enough to go to the doctor and do his annual checkup, because most men are not going to the doctor.
Be a little more specific. Most men
are not going to go get checked for that
what
40-year African American man.
Go ahead, right there. So again, not trying to be racial or anything, but again, being very specific. Yeah, Black men are real hesitant about going to the doctor. So everyone should. I love how I love how women take care of themselves and they go do what they have to do, regardless of what's going on.
You know why? Because they don't want to see that bill. It's not like, and I keep messing and I keep saying something about you. I keep saying about abroad, but healthcare is not cheap. And if I'm paying the bills for the family and the household, as long as my wife is okay, my children are okay, we okay. Not, the head of house is okay. That's how most men or African American men think. You know, so it's like the woman, you know, baby, come on, let's go on down. Now he gonna say, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that bill. I'm not saying that that's not all. That's how all black men
So you
think.
wait a minute. So you're
But
talking about from a healthcare, from a coverage
yeah,
perspective.
yeah, yeah. How many people have health care? I don't know what that percentage is of African American men. And then also, do I trust this doctor to tell me what's wrong with
Mm.
me? So between those two things, a bill and me trusting you, I'm gonna let it naturally. Even me, I don't even like to take medication. I'm like, hey, what's the natural remedy to this? I'm not. I'm not about what's the side effects to this. You
Hey,
laughing, but I'm being honest
I'll
with
tell you
you.
the reason why I'm laughing, because I'm still finishing up my malaria pills from. So I'm still taking the last of my traveler's meds, my malaria pill. I skipped a couple of days, so I'm just, I was supposed to be done with them, but before you go international on try, you've done this before, right? You had to get all your shots and your immunizations, and part of going to Africa was I needed to take some malaria pills. So still taking them. But I hear you. I wish there was a natural way instead of me having to take these pills every day.
See, once I got back, the pills would stop. If I got it, I got it. But I at least had a good seat. But that's how we think. You
Yeah,
know,
I hear
it's
you. Yeah, I hear you.
not something that was taught. It's not something that was passed down. You don't hear other men talking to other men about this. I mean, the women are going to do whatever it takes to. Hey,
Yes,
I'm going to be all right, and my kids is going to be all right. But a man,
and I love women for that. I wish men would do that, and then more specifically, I wish black men would do that. And
yeah.
I don't know, you came at it a different way, because I thought it was more, and this is being assumptive, that a lot of men just were scared to hear what results could be. Not that they necessarily couldn't afford it, but I don't want to hear the diagnosis. I don't want to hear that I got something
That
if I
too.
do go.
But I think more people are looking at it as I don't want to look at that bill.
Yeah.
So with Dion, I'm happy for him. I mean, he has the first off, that man is royalty in Colorado. He turned
Yeah.
a 1-11 or 1-13 team, around and beat the reigning champion. I mean, excuse me, the runner up of the FBS bowl. Yeah, that was the shock. The old lady that had been rocking with Colorado.
Yeah.
He made sure that she was taken care of before before her, while she could still see Colorado buffaloes. That man is royalty in Colorado. He can do no wrong. And so he has the best care wherever he is, in Colorado. He has the best care. And they're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that that man keeps inspiring those kids, keep letting those kids graduate, helping them get to the next level, whatever that is, professionally or professional sports, or, in life sport, in life. As long as he keeps doing what he's doing, he came with an aura about himself, said, I'm
Hmm.
coming. We here. I mean, he got everybody on the back, and it's funny because my partner, he was just telling me, like, man, we need to go down to Houston and go check out a Colorado game. And I'm trying to see the son. I'm not trying to see the daddy. Now I'm like, man, I should have.
I should
This
have did
might
it.
be our last year seeing this man, because I mean, he is royalty to the African American community.
Yeah.
If you what you say, if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. If you play good, you get paid good,
Get
right?
paid good.
So
Lord have mercy.
that is a staple. And I don't want to keep saying that this is a black or white thing, but that is the staple when it comes to, us as a community.
Yeah.
So
Love
he's
it.
royalty.
He is. Glad he's doing better. Saw him posting some videos of kind of
So
post
so
op.
he gonna be 8 toes and bladder free.
He's got his bladder was reconstructed from his intestine. So He's got a new bladder that was reconstructed from his intestine. He's walking around
Technology, man.
with 2 bags right now. Yeah, right? Technology is doing a thing. I want to flash back on a couple of things here that you said, and I've switched some of the stories around because what Revis said, kind of in line with what you said, healthcare is expensive and most people don't use it, considered an unnecessary bill.
Coming from an African American male right there.
Right. Healthcare is expensive. So that's from a general population perspective. But if you think about it as well, and I told you about this story ahead of time before we came online, it's not just the general population as well, because Venus Williams had to come out of retirement. One, because she still had it in her, right? She could still do the thing. Her sister Serena was saying, "Come on back and play, girl, because you can still do this thing." But she essentially had to come back and play because she was having health issues and she wanted to maintain her health coverage. So she's been retired for over a year, and to maintain her health coverage, she had to come back and play. So she's coming back at the age of 45, and she's winning, which is dope. She's been put into a wild card for mixed doubles at the U.S. Open, but again, 45, you got all these championships and medals and plaques, and you got all this cash and all this. But again, someone of this stature, successful Black woman, athlete, had to come back because she had such critical health issues and she needed that health insurance. Back to Revis's statement, healthcare is expensive. That's crazy, right?
Sports healthcare is totally different from regular people healthcare. And they're going to take care of you because you are a star. They're going to make sure you are right. And I don't know what the US Open or the tennis USTA's healthcare plan is. I don't know what their plan is. But apparently it must be good enough for someone to say, I have all this money, but y'all's plan is much better than what my money can afford.
That don't even sound right. Right? I mean, it's the truth because that's the situation here, and I'll put the links in the description to these stories.
These are the conversations that people are not having, James. This is the
Come on now.
I don't know if you play college sports. I don't know if you
play baseball.
Professional sports. You play college baseball?
I played it. Yeah.
You play college baseball? Okay. So the training and the medical staff that the medical treatment that you got playing baseball compared to if you would have been a college student and you were just playing, softball or kickball, it's two different treatments. And if you play college sports, you got the training room, you got the ice baths, you getting the massages, you getting the STEM treatment, you getting all of that.
You get professional, professional attention.
Going over to. I had foot surgery in college, both feet at the same time.
Wow.
Same time. I'm rolling around in a wheelchair my sophomore year, walking on crutches. Couldn't believe, but the treatment that I got, they had to make a special bed for me in the Children's Hospital. Shout out to the Children's Hospital of New Orleans because they took very good care of me. If I would not have played college sports, I would have probably had this long, lingering problem, and it probably would not have been addressed. Got taken care of in college. So I don't know what else to tell you. These are the conversations that you need to have, but no one's not talking. So she threw you an alley-oop and said, hey, the healthcare is good over here. So anybody that's playing tennis, anybody that's like, hey, if I need to play or if I need insurance, maybe I need to go. She threw you an alley-oop. She said that the healthcare is bar none. You might want to go start joining some of these tournaments and seeing if you can win and if you can play so you can get some of this insurance. You laughing, but this is what I hear.
Yeah.
Because we all know we're addressing the elephant in the room. This is the conversations that need to be had. You're having a serious topic about health coverage. We just said Deion is going to be taken care of. He's not even a player no more. He's the coach and getting taken care of. The technology that Mr. Sanders, we want to show you this new technology, and we want you to be the first one to try it, and it's never been done before. But you know what? We're gonna make sure you're good. Yeah, come on. You feel good about it, right? Well, you sound like you know what you're talking about. So if you look good, you feel good, you play good, you get paid good, right? So if this technology works on me, then you can now say Deion Sanders approved. Why would they not take advantage of that situation? Come on, make it make sense.
This man over here dropping gems, y'all.
You
I
just
hope
wanted
somebody.
that sound bite out of me. That's all
I did. You know what? That's gonna be cut up again. That's gonna be cut up in a little bit, but that's true though, right? And again, falls right in line with what we're getting in the comments here. Healthcare being expensive, most people don't use it because of that. Even for the affluent folks, the Venus Williams of the world, who again probably have more money than they need, still to get the care that they need. She has to come out of retirement after over a year, still kicking people's butts out there on the court, but to deal with some of the issues that she had, she felt she had to go back out there, put her body through the rigmaroles of playing tennis. So we can get into a political conversation, but we're not going to do that because I don't want to get into no political conversation. Listen, we just not going to do that tonight. Maybe tomorrow. I'm going to be on one tomorrow, I think, but wanted to put that out there. I'm glad you coming through tonight, brother. You coming through with some things. I know it's been a busy day for you. You had conversations with Revis Brown earlier on your channel, and you were doing that. I saw the premiere, so you've been busy.
Revis is a star.
He's a bad man.
Yeah, Revis is a star. He got that focus cup over there coming his way, and he gonna be focused these next couple of weeks, man. I'm trying to tell you, y'all are connected to the hip, whether you like it or not. He inching. He licking his chops. He's saying, "Put me in, coach." And don't do no relationship show with him. That's it. He gonna tell you his thought process on it. Just talk sports with him. Okay. Talk technology with him. You know, just don't talk relationships with him.
All right. Well, again, I'll put that link in the description too. But there it is, right there. Y'all air conversations on your channel, the Lab Tech Show, on Thursdays, right? Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific. Okay,
7 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, it's late. It's 7 o'clock over here, regular time.
I love
you on that early time.
I'm on that early. Listen, I'm still on Africa time, so I'm still 10 hours ahead. I don't know what's going on. Listen, I'm over here speaking
what was the
Swahili.
Best food that you ate over there?
What's that?
Don't tell me no chicken. I said,
what was the best? A little bit of chicken. You know what? Staple in the diet, bananas. Yeah, so had banana soup, had bananas in everything that we did. We had some nice rice. We had some curry, a little bit of chicken, a lot of lamb too. A lot of lamb.
Did you get any rabbit?
No, I ain't mess with no rabbit. No, I hate
no hyena.
Listen, you saw the video. I didn't mess with no hyena. Didn't mess with nothing too exotic. But lamb was heavy in rotation in a good way. My father-in-law was very happy about that because every time it came around the table, he asked for some more. But
was there a dish out there that you had never heard of over here?
Was there a dish? There had to have been, but I will just say the way that they prepared, again, banana in so many different ways.
Right? This man stuck to the chicken, y'all. He stuck to the chicken. Okay, what so, did you bring your own hot sauce? That's what.
And I would tell you, I'll tell you why we didn't get too adventurous. Now, again, I've already told you about one medication, the malaria medication, but they also give you another pill, another vial of pills. Is the traveler, and we're not going to get too graphic, but is the traveler's diarrhea. Mm-hmm. And if you mess around and
you will find out.
American digestive system, which is used to process foods, and you go over there and mess around and eat, like you say, some of that rabbit, some of that goat, some of that whatever, and then they give you some things to deal with that. I didn't have to mess with it, so I was able to throw those, but that's what it was. So no,
I'll say this. I was my first time.
Lord have mercy.
To Turkey.
Yeah.
And I was playing on this team. and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna go on this road trip." So I had just got into the town, and they said, "We're gonna take this road trip," and we stopped at this restaurant, and the soup was good. I was killing it, killing the soup. And I'm like, man, let me get another bowl. I had 3 bowls of that soup. And I want to say about 11:30, 12 o'clock.
Got to talking to
It
you,
was
didn't
not. It was not nice. It was coming out of every hole that I knew, mouth, nose, and any other hole that come. You know what I'm saying? So I messed up.
That's what you
I don't
get.
know what is happening to me, right? And I just remember my agent calls me and says, "Look, I know you're not feeling good, but you don't have to play. But if you choose to play, if you win, I'll give you $50 for the win, and I'll give you $50 if you get a double-double." I said, "You know what? Say less."
Say less. I figured that's what you was gonna say.
Say less. We need that coin, man. We need that coin.
We finna win.
So I'm in the middle of the game and I grabbed a rebound. And see, their rules in sports is a little different over there than FIBA rules are different from American rules. I grabbed that rebound and that body got the bubbling, and I called a timeout, and the referee was like, "There is no timeout." And all I can tell you is I ran out that gym and I found me a bathroom. So they was playing 4-on-5 for a second. And they didn't have American toilets. They had
on the floor?
Yeah. So you had and that was my first time seeing it. So I'm like, what is this? Where's the American toilet? And it ain't too much questioning that you got to do. You got to just figure it out. That's all I can tell you.
Good
So
Lord.
I came back and I said, as long as I didn't get it on my clothes, we good. So
Put me in, coach. Put me back in,
went
coach.
we went on and we won that game. And I got my money. And that's a story that I normally don't tell nobody.
Lord
So
have mercy.
look,
And
you
that's
got it on
all.
Team
That's
No Sleep.
live too. That's all the
Yeah,
way
you got it
live.
on Team. Yeah, you got it on Team No Sleep, brother.
Good Lord have mercy. Just to imagine a 7-foot tall man
trying to figure out how to use a floor toilet.
Good Lord have mercy. In a foreign country. We're going to move on from that because I don't want that visual stuck in my head for too much longer. Good Lord.
You were scared to eat the food. I wasn't.
I wasn't. No. They served us very, very well. There was a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, and again, like I said, a lot of lamb, a lot of bananas.
I said the meats that you've never had before, the foods that
you've never. Not gonna do it though. We're not gonna be too adventurous.
Scary.
Because for one, I'm in a Land Cruiser for many hours a day on very bumpy roads in the Serengeti, and there's no place to stop and get out.
Eat at night. Eat something exotic at night. It's scary. Just say you're scary. That's all right.
All right, I'm scary. I'm done with you now. Let's move on. Reva's gonna hit the spot 10:06 about your. I'm sure she knows about these stories.
Nah, she don't know that one. This is
she gonna find out today.
This is a Team No Sleep exclusive.
She gonna find about this one right here. She gonna find about Amarula. Wait a minute. Isn't that the name of the drink? Is that the name of it? Oh yeah. See, Gretchen, I apologize. I'm slow. I got to catch up. Amarula. I did have some lot of beverages. I took a picture of some of the beverages that I was given by our guide, and a bottle of Amarula was one of them. So we did drink.
Did you bring any liquors back?
Yes, sir. I said that real quick. Yes, sir. Bought a lot of liquor back. Bought a lot of coffee back too, because I'm gonna be working with. I think I told you, with a coffee farm out there. And
don't tell me. Tell Team No Sleep, because you're gonna be trying to sell that coffee. So no, don't tell me. Tell them. Go ahead, tell them.
Went to a local coffee farm in Tanzania, run by a family, father, son, and the son's wife. And my son asked him, after we tasted the coffee, we watched them do their thing. My son asked him, "Man, y'all got any merch? Y'all got any hats, shirts, anything? So I like to represent y'all." He said, "No." Like, okay. So I asked him, I turned my business head on and said, okay, you got a logo or something? He says, no. So I tell you what, told him when I get back to America, I'm going to hook him up with a logo. We're going to hook him up with some merch. And we're going to do a little marketing campaign for this local coffee farm in Tanzania. But yeah, we bought back 3 bags of coffee. Snuck it through customs. So don't tell anybody that right there. Oh, who's that? Is that somebody do? Let's see. Oh, the head. What? Yeah. How fast?
I don't know what you got going on over here. You got a lot going on in your comments, player. I don't know what you got going on.
It's all good. That's why we got moderators, though. That's why we got folks jumping in.
I'm just sitting there like, where is this?
Hey, I was reading. I was like, wait a minute.
So the reason why we're quiet is there's a comment. There's some comments that are coming in, and we're like, what in the world is? But I'm just letting him just tell his coffee story and listen and reading these comments.
That's all good. See, this show is going off the rails, but it's going in a good way. So let's do this. Let's lock back in and get back to the social impact of sports conversations. Come on now, Gray. Be cool out there. I'm not sure what channel you coming in from. I see you coming in from a YouTube channel, but you know, let's be
not mine.
This is a sports channel. Coming in.
Oh my God.
Okay.
All right, come on, let's lock in, man.
So we talked about professional sports, professional athletes. We talked a little bit about locker room etiquette.
Oh, man.
And my question to you, because an NFL starts today, I got a question to you about the NFL in terms of what's going on with this particular situation right here. So Christian Wilkins used to, as of earlier this week, no longer, used to play for the Raiders. He has been released from the team for a locker room incident, whereas he kissed his teammate on the head. And a locker room is something different, folks. If you've never been in the locker room, again, it's a whole different mentality, male and female, right? And again, there's a lot of competitive nature in there for the dudes. There's a lot of testosterone. There's a lot of words being thrown around. Look, again, stuff that happens in the locker room typically doesn't leave the locker room. There's rules and regulations. I would just say that. A very combative sport, a very aggressive sport like football. I'm wondering about this situation right here. And one, do you think that this is right that Christian got released from the team, and the primary allegation being because a lot of his teammates felt uncomfortable with that act? The deal is Christian, again, Wilkins, was released from the Raiders. One, because he was already on the injured reserve and he didn't want to go get taken care of for his injury. But the last straw was he messed around and kissed one of his teammates on the forehead, and his teammates felt uncomfortable about that. Your thoughts when you just read that headline and when you think about your experience in a competitive locker room?
One, we never had those experiences of what you just described. I think if there was going to be an experience, it was going to be with a woman, not with a man. And, we always respected one another, right? So I think that's first and foremost. I also think that it's, we're in a different time of sports where, a lot, even though I don't even want to say it, but even though that certain things are not, it goes without saying that you should not even be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing it and it's deemed okay, but it's really not. So I don't really have a comment for this one, man. I'm just trying to stay neutral on it. It just sounds like he already was on the injured reserve and he didn't want to take care of his, duties of making sure that he could make himself available. So he just lost a check. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And doing the final straw, Well, that you definitely closed that door, and now that the word has gotten out, you probably have blackballed yourself from even getting on another team. So it's one thing if you were the star on the team and you did that, and you're going to get questioned. But you're a practice player and you're doing that. What does that get you
Hmm.
at the end of the day? Because you're not even making an impact on the team. You're not the lead blocker to open up the hole for the running back. You're not protecting the quarterback. I mean, what is your role if you're just a practice player and you're on the injured reserve and you're not even willing to take care of your responsibilities? And you doing, that automatically is grounds for termination. You know how many people would love to have that spot? And then on top of you not doing what you're supposed to do, you allowed your personal life to come inside the locker room, and that has now caused another issue. So of course that's going to be the last straw.
He violated space, and that was the reason to waive him. And again, I still want to go further down just into, and you don't necessarily be specific and drop names or anything, but again, in a locker room situation, competitive sport, something like football, and again, your sport, basketball, regardless of your orientation, right? Regardless of your orientation, or if you're playing or whatever, that just seems very out of place. Which is again kind of like Montel was saying, man, you just can't cross that line. Again, we trying to lock in. It's practice. We trying to get ready for the season. Have you read your playbook? Instead of kissing me on the forehead, read your playbook and go to the doctor and get this Jones fracture that you got that needs to be taken care of. Get locked in on that instead of playing. Right? Instead of goofing off, because again, you're not the best player in that room, and like you said, someone else is going to come in off the practice squad and take that position. Have you ever, again, you don't have to mention any names, but or situations, have you ever been in a situation where there's been someone in the locker room, one that went over the line and did some things that they probably shouldn't have done, violated and kind of
The
violated
closest
somebody's
thing
space?
that you might have done and seeing going over the line is playing some booty shake music and dancing, like that. But that, as far as touching somebody
Yeah.
and dancing in a inappropriate way, no, I've never witnessed that. So, like I said, I don't even want to entertain it. So I'm
You
probably
ready to
the
move
worst.
on? You ready to move on?
I'm probably the worst person to get something from me. I'm probably the worst person to give it to you because, like I said, I don't even play those games.
Yeah.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and you see what the prize was out of a job.
And I wonder if that's again the era that we grew up in. But again, I won't belabor or I won't go too much further into that. But
You
that's the
played
situation.
baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, I think playing baseball, I wonder what it was like in those locker rooms because we don't have those type of issues on the basketball court. I don't know what they do in baseball. So, I mean, you played baseball. What was it like? You over there got the chew in your mouth and, they're over there playing. I don't know.
That's
Did
what it
you?
was back in my day. It was just a whole lot of sunflower seeds and a whole bunch of spitting, and me working on my trying to get the curveball right. I mean, because I played first base now, so I was trying to get my curve right. But yeah, we didn't have any of these situations either. Uh, how tall is tall boy? There's 1,000 questions being asked. And how tall boy? He doesn't like to
This
answer
is
that
not on.
question.
This is not on your. This
This
is
is
not
on.
on your. This is not on your YT channel. This is on another channel. So wherever these questions or comments are, I'm looking at your
You see
YT
him, and
channel.
you notice that I'm not putting them up on the screen. Is right.
Right.
But there's
I
like
don't want to be
1,000 questions
disrespectful.
coming in. Yeah.
I'm
I'll answer
good.
for you. Again, I'll answer for you. He don't like to answer that question, so we gonna move on. Appreciate you for chiming in and asking though. Well, we gonna
Oh
move on,
God.
and not sure where they're coming from because if I did know, I would definitely.
You multi streaming somewhere. Where you multi streaming to? You said Substack, YT. Where else you should where you
Uh,
at? Where
we
you at in
we
these
somewhere
internet
that we
streets?
won't be from now on.
Because
We
these
so
internet streets is wild right now.
But hey, you're not winning unless you got some folks out there heckling you. So we must be
Hey,
winning. I guess after you
doing
reach a
something
certain
right.
number of subscribers or something, you start getting multiple hecklers in the room. I'll take the wins and the losses here. I'll take it as a win.
Uh,
Let me do this, man. Let's do this because we're not gonna let it deviate. We're not gonna let it deter us from anything. Mama, I see you in the chat. Shouts out. I know I'm streaming to Facebook because there's my mom, right? She don't do YouTube. She don't do the other channels, but she do the
Why Miss Hicks
Facebooks.
don't do YouTube? Don't she know that that's the new TV?
She know. She know.
She gotta know that YouTube is the new TV.
She know.
That's where everything is at now. Miss Hicks,
I'll talk
Mama
to her
Hicks,
tomorrow. I'll talk to her tomorrow. We'll get it right. We'll get it right.
Miss Hicks, come on over there to the Lab Tech Show on
Oh, see,
Wednesdays.
there
I
you
got
gonna
something
bring
for you.
bring her over to yours. You gonna
Look,
bring her over there.
I would have said Thursdays at 7 so she could hang out with Revis, but I don't know. Revis might be too much for her. Oh man, come on. What's your next article, man?
I love it. I know, Gretchen. I'm not sure, and I apologize where it is because I don't have that screen up for any of the other channels that I may be going live to. So I wish I could block them as well. But again, you're not winning unless you got some haters, unless you got some hecklers. So come on, y'all. Be respectful of everyone that's in here. And I know you want to make yourself known, make yourself seen. Let's not have to police grown folks. Come on, let's not do that. I want to end on one other story. Shirley P's in the building. How you living, sis? We appreciate you as well.
Shirley.
Me and Montel talk about this a lot, and I want to bring this up with you as well because again, this is something that's happening in sports.
What you got going on today?
I'm hitting you with a lot of hard talk. You know, I'm hitting
now
you.
I see why your other co-host didn't want to come on today. It's like, hey man, I ain't ready for this one today. You gonna get me of all people to talk about this stuff?
I'm gonna get you to talk about men kissing other men on the head. I'm gonna get you to talk about bladder cancer. I'm gonna get you to talk about women facing genetic testing to determine biological sex ahead of track and field. But again, this is one of those conversations, and we on Team No Sleep have talked about this ahead of the Olympics, and we said this is going to be a critical conversation, and we saw that happening with track and field, we saw that happening with boxing, we saw that happening with swimming, and now this World Championship League is starting to say, you know what, ladies, prove it that you're a lady, that you're a genetically born woman, so you can compete in these world championships. It's a touchy subject, I know. And if you don't feel comfortable talking about it, it's all good. But again, this is headline news, CNN Sports right here, because this is happening as of right now. In order for a woman to compete in the track and field world championships at this high level, you got to prove that you're a woman. You got to do the swab and have it come back positive or negative, whichever way that the swab works. And so your thoughts, just one, again, on the headline, just the fact that we've gotten to this point where a woman, in order for her, someone who identifies as a woman or just a woman, period, before she can compete in the sport that she loves and the sport that she's trained for forever, before you could even get on the field, get on the track, I need to verify you are what you say you are.
So I have a question before I respond.
Yeah.
Is this for any new athlete moving forward? Or is this for all athletes that have participated in the past?
This is for anyone participating in the 2025 track and field world championships that are happening in Monaco.
So like the Sha'Carri Richardson, we know she's a woman. She still has to do this?
If she's going to participate in that event. The next Worlds open September 13th in Tokyo, and September 1st is the closing date for entries, and the date of the regulation comes into effect. So if she's going to compete in that event, she's got to sit there and do a chromosome test by a cheek swab or dry blood spot tests for female athletes to be eligible for elite level events.
My
That's
honest
invasive.
opinion
That's
across
invasive, isn't it, boy?
my
Golly.
my honest opinion on all of this is if the women do it, then the men should have to do it as well.
I agree.
I mean, that's not right for you to do that to a woman and say to a woman, we don't know if you're really a man identifying as a woman. You should do this for the men as well. It's just standard, a blanket, protocol across the board for all athletes, no matter what. You have to do it. LeBron James, well, he doesn't run track, but anybody that runs track and field, male and women, you just have to do it blanket across the board. That way it eliminates any confusion, and then that way you can still pass your rule that you want to have, but then it doesn't make anyone feel like they're being isolated.
It's crazy. I agree with you, Marvin. Is this a one-time test? Yeah, it is a once in a lifetime test. As you see, I've got it highlighted here, so appreciate your question. But again, man, it's just it seems very I don't know, invasive, evasive, all of those things. Mandatory genetic testing for anyone should cause concern for all of us. Where does
And
it
then on
stop?
top of that, I know these women, they live off of these events.
Yeah.
Men and women live off of these events, but I would honestly just boycott it. I would, men and women of those respective countries that do not agree with it, or if one woman takes issue with it, the whole country should just boycott and just say we're just not going to participate. But I know that you need that win so you can get the endorsements, so you can get your prize money, so you can get your your accolades when you get back home to your respective country. So you're banking on this, and if you don't win, you don't, how can you market yourself? So that's a tough position to put a woman in. So like I said, to just be fair across the board, let
It's
everybody do a once in a lifetime test. It's over. And then when the Olympics come to LA in 2028,
mhm.
then you already know that you've already taken the test in 2025.
It's sexual profiling. It's invasive, and if they don't do it for the men as well, like you're saying, it's throwing spaghetti against the wall, trying to address the situation. And I think hopefully, and I would hope that kind of like you were saying that I doubt they will boycott because again, you
Yeah,
think
you
about
can't.
it, and,
You
I'm
can't
gonna say,
boycott.
yeah, I'm gonna say you think about it. If you spent your entire life training for a sporting event, and this is who you are, this is all you do. When you're not running, you working at. I'll talk about a lot of the U.S. athletes. They work at Home Depot and Lowe's, right? Again, this is all you do. When you're not there, you train and all you do is run around the track and do hurdles. So make some noise
It's
about it.
it's no different from the women, the African American women that were trying to use a particular headscarf in the Olympics, and
Hmm.
they said it wasn't approved,
Hmm.
and there was no evidence of it giving an enhancement in the race,
In the pool,
but
yeah.
it was, yeah, in the pool. But at the same token, it protected their hair, and they said that they're not going to approve it. And that's, why would you make them, why would you make that demographic be not be equal? Now you're messing with their hair. And we all know, we as African Americans, we take certain, things very seriously. So I mean, this is no different from that. Why are you profiling? And now you're profiling a whole genre. I'm not genre, but a whole, well, what's the, my mind blank. You're profiling women, and that's not right. So you should just go ahead and just say blanket across the board, men and women that perform at this game or at this event, you must do a one-time testing. And then when the 2028 Olympics come, one-time testing. That way there's no questions asked. And, let LeBron James, let Steph Curry, let, whatever other major players say what they're not going to do. And let's see how quickly that rule goes out the door.
You weren't ready for these hard questions, were you? You thought we was just going to talk about the sport, about the scores.
I wasn't expecting you to do this to me, but I mean, if you want to talk about it, I'm going to give you the best professional
I know. See,
answer.
that's why I have no, I was not nervous at all because I know you can hold your own for sure. And it's a touchy subject. And again, I think you and I agree with a lot of the folks here in the comments as well saying that, no, it's not right. Somebody's got to figure out a better way to do it. Again, the spaghetti thrown against the wall and trying to solve it.
I like Gretchen's comment. Mandatory genetic testing for anyone should cause concern for all of us. Where does it stop, and who gets access the info, and how is it potentially going to be used? Great. What is the purpose of that? Like, what are you going to do? Like, once you identify that she is a woman, he is a man, are you going to, properly discard the info, or are you going to use that for something else, for some type of testing for, a future technology experiment or something like that, and say,
because we know a lot of these databases aren't very secure because a lot of times folks' information leaks out.
Right. So does it automatically get, destroyed immediately after? Like, where is this going? So I think that's something that, that's just weird, man.
All right. I'm not going to torture you anymore. I'm going to bring this plane in, though. Listen, again, one, I appreciate you, boy. You know that. I mean, come on, you family. So the fact that you was able to step in and co-host with the host, while my man, Mr. Allen, is out there doing his thing, taking care of some family business. So we love what he's doing as well. But I even love the fact that we had some hecklers in the room. Because again, that means somebody somewhere is looking and listening and trying to throw us off of the game, but trying to throw us off of our concentration, off of our focus. But it's not going to happen.
Who off that game?
Yeah, not us. Not because we
I was about to say,
we staying locked in.
Now, see, there, cloning. No. So I need to see you once I give this one-time test. Yeah. Once you do this one-time test, then you need to discard of the test in front of me. That way I know that you have confirmed, and it is now that way that there's no 10 years from now there is the genes of this hurdler, this pole vaulter, or this 4x100 winner. No, we only taking the winners, and we kept their data. No, we're not gonna have that, because you're not gonna be able to prove that.
Not gonna prove that. All right. Tell you what, you want to end on that note, or do you want to end on a lighter note? Because I got a kind of a cultural story, which is I'm asking you. I want to be cognizant of your time.
Ooh, and this cognizant.
Hey, Revis, that's your word of the day next week. Cognizant. on the y'all look that up. Don't ask me to spell it. I can say it, but
he like to use big words.
I do like to use big words. I'm over here, speaking Swahili, Jambo. I forgot what it meant. What does Jambo mean? Okay, but that kind of thing. I got one story for you.
This is what I got to deal with when we're not on air.
I know, when we're not online, right? And the text messages between me and this guy are ratchet. ratchet. Can you swim?
No.
What you need to do then,
No, I don't.
what you need to do is go ahead and
Stay away
join
from
the
water.
Baltimore
Stay away from.
Ravens.
Oh, I need to stay away from some water.
I'm telling you what you need to do, because the Baltimore Ravens have gotten in the pool during training and said, local Baltimore hero Michael Phelps, come teach us how to swim. They put out a social media. I think it was a TikTok or something. They did a little thing. Half of the Ravens, the ones that couldn't swim, they got in the pool still, 3 feet of water. Say, hey, Michael Phelps, local hero, multi-Olympian, the baddest man in the water, come teach us how to swim. And sure enough, Michael said, I got y'all. Let's do it. So I think that's dope. I don't know where the story. Listen, I'm just throwing that in completely out of right field. Try to end on a better note right there. But Baltimore Ravens getting ready for football, finding a little levity in their training. Jumped in the training pool. I guess somebody may have slipped in the water and almost drowned. So they said, "Look, we can't have that. We can't have this multi-million-dollar defensive tackle.
Investment.
You know what I'm saying? Slipping in the pool. So we're gonna bring Michael Phelps in, and he gonna teach y'all how to swim." Oh, it was on Instagram. That's where it was. Yeah. It is right there. Look at him. Brothers can't swim. The power of social media. We got a problem that only Michael Phelps can fix.
The lies.
It
You
worked.
could have picked the lies.
What you talking about?
Why do you need Michael Phelps? You could have got a local swim instructor.
No, they Baltimore, and Michael is from Baltimore.
Okay, but how many
Who's
other
better
swim
in the
instructors?
pool? Ain't nobody better
I
in the
don't
pool than
care.
Michael.
The what do they call those people? The guards? What they call them? Lifeguards? They better than Michael Phelps.
No,
He is fast.
Ain't nobody better
He's
than Michael.
fast. No.
Ain't nobody
They
better
didn't
than
ask. Now you want to play devil's advocate here. Yes, it's a nice puff piece. But think about how the Baltimore Ravens, listen to this storyline here. Baltimore Ravens gets a teenage student, local college, whatever Baltimore colleges, whatever, Maryland, University of Maryland, college student teaches Baltimore Ravens how to swim.
Yeah.
Grandma teaches local hero, saves the Baltimore Ravens. Grandma's teaching them how to swim.
Yeah.
You went and got Michael Phelps.
Yeah. I like this story better than yours. I like this story better than yours.
Like I said, you could have gave the grandma, you could have gave the high school student or the college student tickets. That's something that they would have loved for the rest of the year, appreciated, and said you got enough money. You could have helped me with my college fund. You could have helped me with my tuition. Or you know what? You could have, made sure that my insurance bill was taken care of because I taught you how to swim.
Insurance bill was paid for. Instead, we went out and messed around and got Michael Phelps.
So, yes, it's a nice puff piece. But, that's all I'm saying.
Learn from the best. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up because I see the heckler coming back. I'm not sure. I don't know, but maybe you haven't said anything negative, but you said something okay, that last comment. But there was a slew of stuff earlier.
She said, learn from the best.
Learn from the best.
Oh, God.
My brother, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for coming in, jumping in.
Yeah, it's all good. I want to give you your flowers a little bit.
Yeah.
How long we been streaming?
Way before the gray hair. Wow.
So during the pandemic or right before the pandemic?
Before the pandemic, yeah.
This man says, I feel like going live tonight. And when he said that, I said, I like how you said, I feel like, because you got your own equipment and you ain't got to pay for it, brother. I just want to give you your flowers, boy. You're doing your own thing, and you can move when you want to move. So go ahead and timestamp that right there. And anybody else that's thinking about streaming, that want to stream, go get your own. Don't go out there trying to go to Walmart and do the streaming over there. Don't buy the cheap stuff, and use what you got to get to where you're trying to go. But when you feel like saying, I want to talk sports today, I want to talk about social issues today, or I want to talk about whatever it is that's important to me, because I feel like it, I can go live.
Appreciate you, fam. Right there. And on that note, that's it, brother. Appreciate you again. Join us every what's the day? Thursday. Thursday, 6:30 p.m.
I won't be back next week.
You might. Well, you bringing these hecklers around here, so I don't know. We may have to figure something out. You bringing these hecklers over here.
There's no doppelgangers around here. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no doppelgangers. So I'm a 101. That's all I can tell you. If you don't know what doppelganger is, y'all look it up.
Look it up. We out, brother. Appreciate y'all. Y'all be good to yourself, and see you next week, man.
Montel and James bringing the heat. Team no sleep with champions meet. We're on the mic, taking over the game. No time for rest, no screaming for fame. Talking sports, breaking it down from the court to the field. All around town, we stay up all night, grinding on the mic, bringing news, real stories on the fly. Montel's got the stats, James got the flow. Together we're two and ready to blow. From NBA to NFL and the MLB, we got all the